Hi, I'm Kevan Collins, the Education Recovery Commissioner. I've been appointed by the Prime Minister to work with his office and with the Department for Education and the Secretary of State to give advice and guidance on how we can support children and support schools to recover from perhaps the biggest education shock we've ever seen in our system. On average, children have missed 115 of the 190 days that they could have been at school. And the variation in experience has been huge. We know that for some children, they attended school throughout, and teachers did the most amazing job to keep schools open, particularly for key workers and vulnerable children. We know for others that they received the most fantastic online learning and support to study at home with families who were deeply committed. And we know for others, for a whole set of reasons, connectivity, demands on pressures on space and time at home, children didn't have the same kind of experience. Now what this means is as they return, and of course in recovery the very best things that children have recovered to go back to your classroom with your friends and your great teachers. What we'll know is that the variation will present new challenges to us as schools. So as they go back, we've got children who've had lots of different experiences. Schools have done a great job in meeting these needs as they prioritise in the curriculum what we really need to focus on now and the areas where we might actually give a bit less of attention. I think that makes sense. I think schools will make those decisions. It must be a school-led recovery, knowing their children. Good diagnostic assessment, good assessment of their children in non-academic domains as well as the academic domains, so we can make variations in our provision. But I do think we need to address now the broader experience of children. Yes, they need to recover their skills. Yes, they need to make sure they can read as they leave primary school as ever, but equally we need to attend to their broad social and emotional learning, because that's been hit every bit as hard and in many ways is more important than some of the academic learning. You have to be ready to learn. And my job is to give advice on all of this and to ensure that we support schools with the resources and with the information they need to meet this challenge. I've got complete confidence in our children and in our education system to meet the challenge, and my job is to work with the government to ensure that the resources are in place. Now the timescales for this are important. This term it's about listening, it's about talking to teachers, it's about talking to children and their families, and I've been doing a great deal of that, about understanding the evidence, because all this must be evidence informed. And then I'm very much hoping that in the next few months, certainly before the summer break, that we can announce exactly what the government intends to do. And at that point, we know that schools must begin to take ownership of this and lead this in their own context, because that's where the really important and hard work happens on the ground in schools. Thank you very much.